Yo, good morning. Guido coming at you with a coffee talk. Been on the road for 2 hours. Where are you going now? You still moving stuff? Nothing special. Good morning. Oh, Brute, good morning. We may have Pilgrim show up. He is up with Low Blow and his buddy Dougie. They may do some remote dial ins. I think they're doing maybe some fishing and some shooting, potentially, target practice. So we'll see how that goes. Haven't seen him yet, but we'll get on with it. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Let's see, Channel News. What have we been doing? Last week I was up in Tallahassee doing all that good stuff, trying to get the daughter into the apartment. I spent yesterday tied to my phone, waiting for the call from the furniture people for when the delivery of the bed is. Oh, Brute, thanks, man. Much appreciated. Which never came. So, Windows 10 to 4, nobody shows up. Called them probably a dozen times. Talked to them maybe twice. So we got a little bit concerned because we actually bought it from Badcock, who's going out of business and having a really good sale. But I feel like as it gets closer to closing, their level of give a frick is decreasing exponentially. So I'm not sure I'm not sure if we have a bed or they were just late or whatever. Oh, hype train! Look at that early in the morning stickler. Thank you, much appreciated. Good morning, Kedge. Good morning, Cliffy. Odd dog. So I don't know what's going on, man. If I don't know if I'm gonna have to get my money back. If I can get my money back. If the bed's actually just gonna show up later. Ay, ay, ay. We bought it like 2 weeks ago, so that was the big deal. We're like, shit, we'll have to wait for 2 weeks. Whatever, it's a swinging deal, so we'll call it, we'll just deal with it. Oh, Cliffy, look at you go, 93%. Oh, man. So that's that. And then, I guess last weekend, we didn't have a coffee talk, did we? I got back, and I was going to mess around with some DCS to set up for O'Brute and Slick. In case we got back to it here, we should. Oh, there it is. Kedge, thanks, man. Gift sub to not working as intended. Much appreciated. Good morning, Gator. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. What was I talking about? Oh, DCS. So I'm gonna go do some DCS. First thing I want to do is just go fly the 15 around, and then I was gonna work on some missions and stuff. And 21 bits, sweet. Nice. Awesome, man. It's making my story of my cry-ass story not as cry-assy. Try to start up DCS, fly the F-15, go on the mission. Mission starts, but I'm not in the cockpit. Like, that's weird. F2 and around, looking around. The airplane's there. The F-15's flying, but I can't actually get in the cockpit. I'm like, well, that's odd. So I back out of that game, and get a little notice that says, "Oh, Brute, you may have run into this, or maybe some of the other guys." It says module not something about the certificate on the module will be disabled in 2 days or whatever it is. So go to Google, do the standard Google foo, figure that. It's like, yep, that's a certificate issue, and apparently it's been happening because they put out Flaming Cliffs 4, but it's not supposed to happen obviously if you have Flaming Cliffs 3. That didn't seem to quite be the thing. I did a couple things that didn't work, back and forth, back and forth. A little more Google foo, find out that apparently McAfee's been jacking with a lot of the certificates. And I get into McAfee's like, yeah, it's quarantined some of the files. I'm like, shit. So I tell it to unquarantine. Well, that doesn't work. It keeps doing it, right? It keeps quarantining them. And I couldn't figure out how to make the rule work to not do that. So walked away from it, came back to it, and then frickin' looked at it and went, you know what? I'm going to take the advice of several people, which said, just delete McAfee, it's bloatware. I'm like, you know what? I am. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do now. A lot of people say Defender's really good now, but I don't know, man. Are you guys all running a third-party firewall? Some people say just don't worry about it. Run Defender, keep it updated. Obviously, be smart on the internet, and you'll probably be fine. You'll mostly be fine. Yeah, there you go. Cliffy's saying that. Use Defender. Yeah. Yep. WebRoot. Got it when you bought the laptop. Oh, Brute runs Defender only. Yeah, I might do that, man, because it pissed me off enough. And of course, when I deleted it, brought the little thing up, right, to uninstall. And I laid into them, man. Not that they give a shit, but I'm like, look, you cost me 4 hours of my life dicking around with I didn't, I didn't tell them it was a game. I didn't want to be that big of a nerd. I should have just told them, but whatever. Oh, like, look, you're jacking with me. I'm trying to get on the internet, do things. Your freaking software should just work, and it doesn't. Bitdefender's good. Okay. Got rid of third party after the selling personal info scan. Yeah, man. You know what though? That is endemic. Everybody does that. It just doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter if they say one week that they're not going to do it, because they can always change their mind, and they seem to always do so. Yeah, CrowdStrike. Yeah, CrowdStrike. Yeah. So, and I even deleted and reinstalled. What it came down to is, yes, I got rid of McAfee, but that didn't work itself. And I deleted and reinstalled the game, which is impressive these days. So I'm looking at, it's like 180 gig. And it did it in 15 minutes. I mean, could you imagine 10, 15 years ago, 180 gig download? How long that would have taken? Holy crap. I don't even know if 10, 15, 20 years ago there was even a program at that size. At least not a game, I guess. So I did that 3 times, and I finally went, it's still giving me this stupid error, this stupid, I don't know, whatever I'm trying to call it, error. And I thought, it's probably in a folder somewhere other than the main game folder. And it was all the certificates, I think, are in the saved game folder, where it keeps all your missions that you've made and your replays and all that stuff. Right on, man. Thanks for the hype train guide. Level 2, holy cow. How did we get that? That's awesome. I didn't see what we got there. Thank you. Sweet, we all got an emote. What did I get? Button mash? Or does everyone get a different one? Oh, I got a button mash too. There it is. Sweet. So anyway, it was a certificate file in the save game folder. But what do you think I was too stupid to do? I'll let you guys guess in chat. What was Guido too stupid to do? Probably Brute already knows, because I already told him. It was an absolute genius move on my part. Although I suppose, you know what? Hell, it's not gone. I didn't even think about that. I'm sure I could get into my trash. I'll just tell you. I deleted the whole folder and didn't bother to go in and get my missions that I built. But I bet you I can get back into the trash and find it. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it's not gone. I'm pretty sure they'll be in there. The cool thing is, it did get me back into, well, I had to reset up the F-15. That was a big pain in the ass. Thank you. So to reset up all of my binds for the throttle and the stick, which was actually good because I hadn't done it for a while and I had to relearn some things, and I readjusted a few things, so that was okay. But I lost all my F-16 and F-18 setup, so that's going to be a major pain in the rear. And then I got back into the building of the missions. So I relearned some things on that too, watched some videos. Probably time I didn't really want to take, but it was good. And I set up a new mission and stuff, so that's cool. I probably needed to delete all those missions anyway and get everything reset up, so I don't know. That was what I spent most of yesterday and the day before doing. That's what Shift delete. What is, okay, so I don't even know what that is. Is that a permanent delete? Shift delete is see it forever. It doesn't even go into the trash bin. I didn't even know that was a thing. Well, there you go. I had no idea. Wow, okay. All right. Did not know. Malwarebytes? All right, none. Thank you. Yeah, I actually just used the delete button. Is that is that old school? Is that the wrong way? Either one at a time if it's one file, or shift, not shift delete, but shift highlight or control highlight and then delete off the delete button. That's right. I built a Top Gun mission in it's in the middle of a volcano, caldera. Or you're pulling 9Gs going straight up. that's the part that cracked me up. I'm gonna go see. I think I'm gonna go see Wolverine and Deadpool today. You guys seen it? I heard it's very good. I think the Frau and I are gonna go watch Wolverine and Deadpool today. That's the plan, anyway. Oh, Pilgrim is talking to me. Hold on. What's he got to say here? He is. Oh, he went and saw one of the original SAS Bubbas, who is one Hundy. He's in Cumbria, north of Liverpool, at the old feller's 100th birthday. Original SAS members who formed the regiment in World War II with Colonel David Sterling. All right, so he didn't get back down to Chris. All right, that's fine. Was going to do CT from Chris, a local place, all gone football. Okay. All right, so he's out. But that, oh man, that's pretty cool, man. He's got this old Joker SAS 100-year-old. Can you imagine? SAS Commando made it to 100 years old. Wayne, thanks for the sub, man. Much appreciated. That's wild, isn't it? Old school thing, yeah. All right, let's see. Maybe I can get this picture. That's awesome. Copy. All right. I'll work on that later. Better late than never. That's right. All present and accounted for. All right. What else we doing for channel news, fellas? I have played a bit. We did finish. Get back over here. The Panzer 58 Mutz, which was a little bit painful because at about 80 battles, I was sitting at 62% win rate, and I went on an epic losing streak. But what's awesome is, check this out. Now I'm going to give you guys a little lesson on stats. Okay. You all know this lesson, but we're gonna reinforce. I'm not gonna teach you a lesson. No, I'm not. I don't want to insult you, but we're gonna reinforce a stats lesson. You guys ready? All right. So we're gonna go to rating. Holy macaroni! Check it out. Guido is number 3 on the server in the Panzer 58. Right. So here's the stats lesson. Right? There's, what is it? There's stats, and damn lies, or how does that go? I can't even think about it. Right? Number 3 on the server. You ready? Yeah, nice, right, Gator? That's what I thought until I did this. Also last. Lies, damn lies, and statistics. Thank you, 8th Hustlers. Lies, damn lies, and statistics. First loser. No, second loser. Shoot. Hawk. Oh my gosh. I lost a Hawk to it. It gets worse. It only gets worse, fellas. I couldn't even. She was just a spit ahead of me, Kedge. Maybe it's a he. I don't know. I laughed when I saw that because I did this. I did the whole. When I got here, I'm like, ah, cool. I did a thing. I did something. I'm like, let's check it out. And I went, oh shit. Oh man, I know that was bad, Cliffy. I know. Udezo 3 is doing good so far for me. About 12 battles. Gosh, man, you bought that thing? Wow. Because that was just straight up bought, right? There was no other way. There was no other real way to get it, I believe. Oh, Brute, did you ever answer me? Where are you? You're driving somewhere. Well, don't type if you're driving. All right. Good, man. So you like it? I've seen a few of them. I didn't know where they came from because we didn't have Coffee Talk last week, and I would have realized it because I didn't do any research last week since we didn't have Coffee Talk. I didn't realize that thing was for sale. I'm sure most of you know this, but it's part of the anniversary. You click on the thing down the bottom right. You come on in here and you go to store. Store? Yeah. And it's the special bundles section right here. So there it is. So what's the cheapest version of it is, I guess just the one, $57. It's a tier 9, medium, Swedish with I think the hydraulics, but also a autoloader. Oh, you're headed in. Okay. It's that long of a drive to get in, dude. Ugh. That adds a significant arse pain, huh? How long's the drive to get to the hub? Ooh. The shit we do for family, oh Brute. You know what I mean? The shit we do for family. Good on you. That's not easy. Oh God. Yeah. You are in the sticks, brother. So your hub's Nashville? Is that what I'm getting out of that? Did you say to Nashville? Just north of Nashville? Yeah, okay. Oh, man. That sucks, brother. All right. Good and bad, right? Good and bad. Got the nice ranch. Oh, see, I thought your internet at the house was good, but I guess that it is. You're talking about in the car. All right. What else we got going on? Talked about my DCS pain. We are finished with the Panzer 58. That was nice. I got to, I don't know, what did I end up? 55% or 54%. Man, it was an absolute ship show the last 20 battles. Incredible. We're on hold on the Galwika, sitting at 60% on that. I maxed out the battle pass points, but I'm getting close. I'm at 40 on the third one. Right as a country song. No, that's what AI does, Gator. Come on now. We are running the 59 patent. We're currently at 59%, fellas. 59 battles, 59%. Maybe I should just stop there. Doing pretty well for that tank. It's kind of a funny tank. I don't know if I'm probably the only person that's ever put this good of equipment on a 59 patent, but whatever. I've also got my vision set up here. We are playing a bit of the Vickers, having a tough time of it, sitting at 39%. My gameplay is getting better. My win rate's taking a beating, I think. Odd Dog, that's something I haven't talked about that for a while, actually, but I've seen that, and it's part of the growing process, I think. Especially when you're talking people who are right around the 50% win rate or under the 50% win rate. As you play better and do more damage, you tend to last longer and really has a lot to do with your survival rate and lasting longer into games. Yes, you're doing more damage. Yes, you're lasting longer, playing better. Your stats are a little bit better, but you're not as familiar with that part of the game, the mid to late game, as people who have higher stats, higher win rates, I guess is what I need to say there. So you're learning what to do as you have more influence on the battle, and that takes time. So I do see a lot of times people will have plateaus or slight win rate decreases as their stats increase. It can also be a case of learning how to just do more damage, but not really doing much different win rate wise, not really doing the things to win. So it depends. You kind of have to be honest on your self assessment on how it is you're getting better stats. But very possibly your win rate can take a bit of a nosedive as you get better. I've seen it. So Vickers, I like this tank. It's not particularly good. I mean, it's good, but it's difficult at tier 10 to carry with unless you're extremely good. I was looking at the stats the other day online with it, and I'm gonna go grab them here again. It has a very poor win rate differential right now. Whether or not that stays, it's early days stats wise, but it is interesting anyway that for the mediums, is it the worst at that tier? So it's actually improved slightly since last I looked at it. I'll show it to you guys here. So it is the worst. So -3, my glasses and my eyesight with the red, 3.81 win rate differential, which is quite a bit, especially with its player win rate is fairly high. And its win rate's 49%. So that's interesting. Pretty good players are playing it, and they are underperforming quite a bit on it. I wonder what the curve looks like. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, look at that. It's just across the board. So what I said about good players doing well, not so much. Good players are underperforming in it as well. Wow, is that what the leopard looks like? I wonder. Leopard's got a lot more battles too. It is what the leopard looks like, but not quite as bad. Looks like a very similar situation. Just a kind of difficult. There's no armor, You have tanks that are not as accurate, but you've got accurate enough tanks with some turret armor that just do better in the way the game is designed and played. But very leopard-esque though, isn't it? Very leopard-esque. You grabbed the Type 59 for your accounts. Doing well, but win rate staying around 50. Matchmaker still sucks. Well, a 40. Yeah, possibly. It can play more like a TD, but it's very mobile. Absolutely. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I hadn't really looked at the leopard lately, so it's very similar to that. But I don't know. I'm at 20, 30 battles now. 23. I'm hoping to get it up to 50. I'd love to get it to 55. We'll see if I can manage that. This thing is hilarious. What is my armor efficiency on this thing? 1.17 for a tier 8. I don't even think my 100 VK100-01 is even that high. Let's find out. VK100-01. No, that's the other thing. There we go. Oh, it's pretty much the same. Oh, no, wait. Wrong number. 0.87. 0.87. Yeah, that's true. I usually mention that when I talk about it at tier 7, but Cliffy's right. What he's talking about is almost no tier. In fact, there is. The Object 907 has a positive. And it's what? The only one? Yes, the only one. And that's not unusual because tier 10 is the hardest tier. So generally, people underperform to their total win rate at tier 10. So they're all negatives. It's just how negative. But -3 is definitely low. But the 907 is generally played by much better players Even the Hurricane, with 60% average win rate players playing it, is still minus 37. Now you might look at that and go, anything about 1 or less is negligible, but anything once you hit 1 and further, that's definitely, I would say, statistically important. What about 9? Does 9 look the same way? Similar, but not quite, right? So it eases off a little bit. Tier 9 mediums. There's more that are there's few more that are positive, and the negatives aren't quite as brutal, but same idea. So what happens if you go to 8? Wow, look at that. So you keep adding positive, but there's still plenty of negatives. Look at that. That's cool. Is there a tier at which that? I've never really looked into this. Does say tier 5? Does tier 5? Huh. Look at that. So tier 6. Never really kind of investigated where that starts to change. About tier 6 it looks like. And we go to tier 7. A smaller sample size, so kind of harder to tell really. Huh. Well, there you go. Well, I went off on a little stats. Frontline does start on Monday. Yeah, I'm looking at the EU stats. They will change. They are slightly different on NA. There's larger sample sizes on EU. All right. I think that's it for the tanks I'm playing, fellas. I'm doing pretty much concentrating right now on the K2, continuing to crank up the Mana Core fight battles, trying to get it into the top 5 of my most played. I'm playing the Vickers. I'm playing a little bit of the Lorraine on and off. I have a hard time getting into this thing. I'm not sure what it is about this thing. I'll tell you one thing about it is I get pinned by Artie constantly on this thing. It's tough. EU stats smell like beets and cheese. Smells like snails. Escargot. I was playing the Gauika with that sidelined until frontline or until Battle Pass ends. And there's some tier 6s in there. I am playing a little bit of the CS52. I like this thing for its speed. I'm not doing particularly well. I'm at 44% on 25 battles. Decent XP a game, but really I need that to be in the 900s. So I'm figuring that one out. I think I spent a lot of time early on getting myself in trouble with the speed. Also, I'm not sure if I've got my setup the way I want it, so I'll work on that a bit later. What else? I think that's it for channel news, fellas. It is. Let's go ahead. We're going to shill a little bit. We're going to get the blue light special out. Sounding a little... I don't know if it's supposed to... Something's been rattling around in there since it came from China. Time to shill. What do we got, fellas? What is Wargaming attempting to sell us today? Not much, actually, other than the anniversary. Other than a tier 9 premium for straight money and no other way to get it. Oh, make sure you get your free decals, though, Gator. Free decals. A small worker. Some poor Chinese guy's fingernail is in there. All right. Yeah, look at this. Check it out. Featured. Nothing. Top of the tree bundles. Some of that. Everything's about the anniversary. We'll jump into the anniversary because there's one thing I want to show you in there that you probably want to think about. Gold. Yeah, this is all the same stuff, fellas. All these little gold packages. Oh, is this any major brand gift card? Is this some kind of deal? This doesn't seem to be a deal. It just seems to be you can do it. Okay. So they've got their own gift card section. Didn't know that. You can get Watt Plus. Watt Plus is going to change slightly. We'll talk about that. And then vehicles, it's these giant packages, so to speak, a starter bundle for the T-127 and regular tanks. So what What it is this Battle Pass. So go over here to your anniversary button and press on that. Make sure you have collected all these things down here at the bottom, which I have. Today's the last day. There's missions over here, which I know you guys have been doing. You get the little coinage, right? Got your Wish consumable and equipment discounts this week. Yes. I have to do damage to 7 vehicles. I'm going to get 2 more coins, and that's it. Although I believe there were, because I think I'm watching right now, I believe there were some Twitch drops that got you coins. I missed today. I'm going to get the ones today, I think. But however many you got, go to the store. They're for the other store? Poop. Never mind. Go to items for coins. Now, obviously, you wanted to collect 30, and hopefully you guys got 30. And you picked your piece of equipment. I can't remember what I picked. I got, oh, you're going to love this. I got the GLD, and I put it on my 5355. Yes, I did. Now, there must have been 60 available, maybe, because it says no. That's in my. Never mind. That's in my. I'm insane. I was thinking that was telling me I could get 2 of those, but that's not true. That means I have 2 in my garage. So you can get only 1. Well, it looks like I can still get others, but I don't think you can get 60. Yeah, I would not use debit. No, not with, and especially not with Wargaming. Not because I think they're specifically doing anything, but they're, yeah. Yep, credit online, man, 100%. All right, after all this battling, my advice to you, my friends, is to slide on down here and use any extra coins you have for these bad boys, because they are only 2 coins, guys. 41 or 51. So I spent 30 there. I did another 14. That's 44. I have 2, 45, 46, 47. I'm going to get 48, Cliffy, total. And I think I did everything. There you go, Nut and Special. I think it is 48. 46, 48, something like that. So my advice, Phil, is there's 10 of these available, and they're only 2 coins. I don't see anything here that's a better deal. Correct me if I'm wrong. But these are this thing is 30. I don't know why you would do 30. This thing is, doesn't even tell you how many you get. Oh, 20 of each. Okay, that could be an okay deal. But I'm telling you what, this right here, this is where you want to spend your extra coins. On the 50% credit, man. For 2 of those, that's fantastic. Spent 30, 16 left. 2 more. There you go. So, I mean, you guys agree I think this is absolutely where you spend your extra coins right here. On the credit reserves. Personal credit reserves. I mean, I don't see anything else in here that's worth it, to be honest. I mean, it's all worth it. It's free stuff. But in terms of most bang for your buck, maybe the consumables. These are not bad. The ×5s for 2 coins, if you're grinding stuff. Yeah, this is the credit reserve, personal credit reserve. Yeah, you could get premium if you're free to play. This is not a bad deal either. So you could come up with a week or 2, depending on how many coins you spent. But if you're a whale, if you've been playing as long as most of us have, these are not expirable, correct? These are not the expirable ones. These do not expire. They don't have the red tinge on them. 1,000,000 credits is nice, but it's 20 coins to get 1,000,000 credits. You can grind credits. In fact, get these, and you'll grind well more than 1,000,000 credits. You know what I mean? Get 10 of these things, and you'll be well past 1,000,000 credits, and that only costs you 20 coins to get 10. If you're going to play the game, of course. So anyway, I wanted to chuck that out there for you guys. I didn't realize that there was another depot thing out there. Is there still some? There is. Oh, Summer Vibes. Okay, I forgot about this. I have 0 tokens. You can get more credit PRs. You can get 10 of them. I already did 7, Cliffy. Yeah, there's 10 available. That's what blew my mind. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you guys, because I looked at that one. You got to be kidding me. They're going to give 10 of these things away for 2 coins each? That kind of surprised me, to be honest. But yeah, I was all over that. I've already gathered 7 of them. So I won't quite get all 10, but I will get 8. Yeah, there's 10 of these bad boys available. Just like these other dudes up here. There was 10, 10, and 10. I don't know. I'm really surprised. These were only 1. I guess they doubled the price for this, but that's a hell of a deal because those are hard to come by. Daily surprise. Yeah. Yeah, make sure you do that. Most of you know it, but every day it's a bunch of clicking. But you go to the store, go to this main page. I guess it's called Best. Yeah. Go all the way down here. I already did it, but there was another thing down here to press to get your free gift. I got 20,000 credits today. Yeah, right there. 20,000 credits. That's my favorite one. I love that one. Also, reminding me right now that there is a discount on equipment and consumables. So that is going on. I believe the end of that is today. So make sure you load up on your consumables. It doesn't really say here. I'm pretty sure that's tied into the anniversary. Anniversary ends today. Tomorrow morning specifically, but soon. So these are all 50% off. Do not sell consumables right now or equipment. Do not be me last week before the sale was on, thinking the sale was on, and spend about 20 million buying consumables at regular price. Absolute genius move. Yes, free gift in the anniversary. Oh, was it directives? Did you do the same thing? I read the article and didn't pay attention. I'm like, oh, equipment sale and consumables. I went straight over and I just started buying stuff. And I said, wait a minute. Hold, what? Oh, son of a... I thought I got my gift and it was decals. It's special bundles, right? See, mine's only directives natural cover. Are these different for everybody? Topped off all the foods to 300, didn't rise to stream. I know, man. See, that's funny. I do mine to 200. I do it to 200. The discount equipment makes it more affordable to add tanks to garage. All right, let's get our free natural cover. I'll take that. Wait a minute, did I just buy that? Hold a minute. Did I just buy that for a coin? No. Why did it show the coins on that? I'm confused. That was weird. I should have read that a little better. Don't know. You can also get an even 90. These are a little more expensive and they come with a paint scheme, so I don't know how great a deal they really are. But all these little cartoon characters that they've created for this thing, I think they made these guys a while ago. These have been around for a while, I think. But the 50PR, the ISU 152K, the 44100, and the ELC, the Tornwagen, the E75TS, all this stuff is available for gold. So there are some tanks here available for gold that you may have missed or want. You can dig around and find it. These characters have, looks like 2 skills. Yeah, so they've got Brothers in Arms and 2 skills. And that's that. What else we got going on? Missions and specials. Onslaught Legends is today. That's on Twitch. I don't know if there's drops involved with that. I think there is. And Frontline starts tomorrow, 19th to the 26th. Go to the Redeem for Anniversary Coin tab and tell you how long you can redeem. Oh, okay, yeah. It's a while, I think, the 26th, guys. So you actually don't have to make these decisions until the 26th, but I don't think you can get any more coins after today. So I don't know why you would wait. I would do it sooner vice later. I'm pretty sure you can't get more coins. Maybe I'm wrong. Get good moose. Yeah, I think they have been. Those characters have been around for a while. All right, I believe we are done with missions and specials. There's really nothing else going on up here. There is the Apocalypse POW. This is a daily thing. I already got the Cloud9 armor, which I think is only for the U.S. So you can pick up, what do you have to play, a U.S. tank? No, it looks like anything, pretty much. No, suitable vehicles 771 of 827, so maybe not the lowest tier stuff. 5. No, tier 2s. Huh, I wonder what tanks are not eligible for this. That's weird. What on earth? Oh, maybe that's my number. 771. That's the number of tanks I have, I believe. Out of all the tanks. Yes, okay, that's what that means. I don't even know why that number would be in there. So it's all tanks, basically. EU account finished battle pass, got some recruits with the points. Good. Your battle pass points? Oh yeah, he's talking about up here, items for points. I usually just turn these into bonds. But there are crew members available. If you didn't get them during the battle pass, I see what you did there. Yeah, so I haven't had to do that because I finished all the battle pass, but there are characters available, guys, if you've missed it and battle pass is passed. How many points are they for each one? I don't see that because I've got them. Will it tell me if I do that? No, it won't tell me that. It'll just take me here, and now I can't go back to where I was without going through the whole rigmarole. Perfect. 3,000. Thank you, Obandu. All right, so 3,000. So I'm sitting at 8,000. I think you get 9,000 if you finish. Total points, something like that, or close to it. Maybe not 9. I have 10 stages, 5 times 10. 8,700 maybe, something like that. Yeah, so there's plenty of items here that you can pick up. 3D styles, 2D styles, crew members, and this is what I do. Since I have all that stuff, I grab the bonds. Remember, it's locked until you finish all 3 chapters for this particular Battle Pass season, so you've got to finish. I haven't, so soon I will. Then I'll pick up more bonds. And once again, I'm stuck here and I can't. Oh my goodness. So much clicking. This is 3,000 coins or gold. You get 1 guy in a supply line. What does a supply line do? 5 successful missions whose rewards include 2D style 500 bonds, personal training manual, universal manual. Oh, okay, I didn't even know that existed. All right. So there's the extra character available and some missions. Don't they usually sold that for money, didn't they? There was a thing like that for money. This time it's for gold. See, I wondered what happened to that, and I guess that's what happened. They changed the way that you can get it. Yeah, that isn't bad, but I wonder, do I have time to do... Are the missions really easy? I might do that. I don't really need the character anyway, so there you go. Alrighty then. So that's Battle Pass. That is missions and specials, my friends. Very easy and run to the end of the year. Oh, really? Oh, maybe I'll do it just for giggles then. What am I going to do with 195,000 gold anyway, my friends? This is interesting because usually I'm a bit of a spendthrift with gold because I get boxes. I don't think I'm getting boxes this year. Maybe, I don't know. Well, it depends. It remains to be seen if Wargaming even does boxes, which I assume they will, or if they will give them to creators, or if I'm still on their list. I'm not even sure. Spent the last 2 days repositioning bond equipment in my tanks, and will run in frontline. A lot of work on four. You have 4 accounts. That's like a job, nothing special. You basically have a part-time to maybe full-time job on top of whatever else you're doing with 4 accounts. I can't even, I played EU for a while, but I just couldn't do both. All right, fellas, we're gonna move on to subjects du jour. There's a lot to cover, but we're gonna take a 5-minute break first so I can refresh my coffee, and then we'll be right back.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido, to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts, and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell, to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man, to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff. He used to fly jets, but now he does the tanking stuff. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. The mountains are home where he watches the moose and hummingbirds aplenty. But he saw the need for the Wat community to have a guru and lead them gently. Down the road to Unicom land will die, trying hard in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. far and wide, using YouTube, Twitch, and various means to lead you to the promised land of WR. Win 8 and damage counts. That a mortal man is only stuff of dreams. Win your flank and then go back, was his mantra for the pack, to which they shouted, "Yes, bossman, that we will. Win our flank and then flex back." Guido is his name, Tanky is his game. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido.
All right, we are back. We are back. I thought 2 accounts, 16 hours daily. Well, if you're retired and that's your thing, man, more power to you. Sometimes, let's be honest, most of the time, I spend a lot of time on this. I probably spend enough time to do 2 accounts based on making the videos and the streaming and everything else and coffee talk, but I only do 1 account. All right. Common Test 2 is out right now, fellas. There is a new tank coach. I haven't watched this one yet. I'm not going to sit here and watch it with you guys, but there is a wargaming video, excuse me, on armor. So if you come down here, you'll find tank coach armor. So they did penetration or aiming or whatever it is, but now we've got this one for armor. So be interesting to look at. I didn't look at either one of them. I probably need to do that and go through it. I know people had some issues with the first one. Morning, Alamander. How you doing? Good morning, Danum. So that's out there. It should give some information. I'll look at it. I just haven't got around to looking at them yet. We got Frontline starting, like I said. And a lot of stuff going on, fellas, actually. Let's dig through this stuff here. Waffentrager 2024. This is for Lesta, I believe. Last year, start 1 week. Maybe this is ours. I thought this was a Lesta thing. Actually, I don't know now. Anybody know if this is Lesta only? There's not much to it. It doesn't say it's RU only, but that's what I thought it was. I could be wrong. Here is an interesting thing I just read here. As always with Armored Patrol and Watt Express and all that, there's potential translations issues. Also, it's leak stuff, so there's potential truth issues. Just chillaxing, Alamander. We're just talking about World of Tanks, and then I think I'm going to go see Deadpool and Wolverine today with the Frau. Watt China, Chieftains Mark 6 and new staged or multi-level loot boxes, which you might have read about. We didn't cover it very much, but in the RU they had these staged loot boxes where you had to get the tier before and then you could get the next tier. Yikes. Yeah, no Pilgrim. He is on the road today having a birthday party with a 100-year-old SAS founder. But here's the part I thought was fascinating. After testing on the Lesta servers, stage testing. That's an interesting way to put that. Could mean nothing, but testing on the Lesta servers, staged loot boxes will also appear in Watt. First, this loot box mechanic will be tested in China, and in 2025 it is planned to be released for all other regions. Now, you might be forgiven as a casual observer when you read this for wondering out loud. I thought these companies were different companies. Know what I mean? You know what I mean, fellas? You know what I mean? Didn't we have our little public relations coup by divesting ourselves of the evil Russian section of our company, supposedly? No longer the same company, not working together, all that crap. I will, yeah, absolutely. I've seen a bunch of clips, unfortunately. I don't get too worried about spoilers on stuff like that. I mean, I don't go search out everything I can find out about it, but I have seen them. They're pretty funny. Yeah. That looks like commentary, not wargaming. Well, yeah, this is not wargaming. This is not released by Wargaming. Not this verbiage anyway. This is not a copy pasta from anything from Wargaming. I just find it interesting that that's how it's reported. Which I think what Clivy's getting to is that's not how Wargaming sees it. However, if that mechanic was released on Lesta and came over to China and then to us, that there is some interplay. I don't think it's a case of they just copied it organically. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting, and we've seen this a couple times. It has gone back and forth. Some things have, not everything though. So there's clearly stuff Lesta's doing that Wargaming is not doing at all. But there do seem to be these kind of things that are crossing the streams, I guess you would say. Yeah, I hear you what you're saying, Cliffy, but the history of the two companies, you know what I mean? They were the same company. I don't know. It's always, it goes back to my question that I've always had, which will never be answered. How much interplay is there between these two companies? Are they really that separate? All of that aside, we can ignore if you want. I think that's, I'm not on a soapbox or mad about it. I'm just saying it's an interesting thing to consider. The more soapboxy thing is staged loot boxes. Shit. So how it works is, unlike Lesta, Wargaming staged loot boxes will be more lenient. I don't know what that means. It says these loot boxes will contain a large number of vehicles, and to collect all the tanks, the loot boxes will be divided into stage rewards. Accordingly, in the first stage, only Tier 8 vehicles will drop, and after obtaining the Tier 8 premium tanks, Tier 9 vehicles will start to drop, followed by Tier 10 vehicles. Early reporting, no idea if this is the version we get, but the stage thing, the mechanic itself is kind of the thing I'm most curious about. Due to the large number of vehicles, the guaranteed drop rate for a tank will be increased to 75 boxes. So this is the theoretical list. Says may change by 1 to 2 tanks, whatever. The Object 168, that's been out in the files. I don't know what the 701 is. The Alembic, AAT-60, Panhard, Meal, Shrek, BZ-176, great, let's have more of those. The Mars and the Basante. I mean, these are all, I don't know how good the AAT-60 is. It's new. The Alembic is okay. All the rest of these are all top tier, all great Tier 8s, all very good. Then we have Tier 9s, guys. We got a VZ-58 Medved, a Swedish Lat Stridsfrön 120. I think we'll see some of the stats on these later. 752 is out. T-54D, I think, is out. And the Chieftain Proto is out. And then we have, this is really interesting, the Chieftain Mark 6, the WT-12, and the VZ-55 Gothic, which I think is just a reskin. VZ-55. Wild. So we'll keep an eye on that. Whether that's a Christmas mechanic or some other loot box event, I don't know. We will go through the common test stuff and what is going on in a minute once we troll through all this stuff. There's a lot of changes, guys, for update 1.26. We are on common test 2. We have the end of Battle Pass coming up and the start of a new Battle Pass. We're going to have one more Battle Pass before Christmas. That will start September or whatever. So honestly, we're probably 3 weeks away or so. The patch will probably happen after the Battle Pass, obviously, to bring on the new Battle Pass and these changes. It's a big update. Really big. All right, this is all BS. That's patch 2. We'll worry about that later. All right. Here's an ST-66. I don't think that was on that list. This is a tier 8 Russian, rear turreted with 2 sets of tracks. Whether or not that mechanic is there for losing tracks and still moving, I don't know. I don't know if it really says that. Maybe it does. I didn't read this. Effective angles, gun, that's good. Doesn't say anything about the mechanic for losing a track and still moving, although it looks kind of like that. No idea. 300 Alpha, 290 with heat, 217 regular. The armor's pretty good, as it says. It's 250 on the turret, rounded with a hatch, decently sized. And 120 on the hull with some pretty good angling. So for a medium, it's kind of what the W12. I need to look at it. Okay, it's kind of what the old, I think. What line was that? The Russian line with the rear turreted, when they used to have good armor on them. But now they don't. They've turned them into kind of little sniper guys. The K91 line with the 430 version 2, Object 430 version 2, that had such good armor back in the day, but now it doesn't. All right, he wants me to go look at the WT12. What kind of insanity do we have there? We have to start this over. Going back on this website doesn't work very well. Let's see, we're going to come down here to staged rewards, right? Okay. And we're going to go down to the WT12. What is the WT12? Site cannot be reached. No, it did reach it. All right. Ah, what? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, goodness. Wait a minute. That's not a moon. Hey, look, my computer's listening to me. Since I got rid of McAfee, I got Norton ads. Norton's like, hey, why don't you come on over to Norton? All right. Well, I don't know, guys. Take all of this website stuff with a massive grain of salt. Whether or not this particular thing shows up on Watt and Watt, I don't know. I think it's already on the Chinese server, right? And maybe even the Russian server. I know they did a big event with it. Anywho, there you go. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Potential Waffentrager return. Let's just leave it at that. Rumors, unfounded, possibly not for us, but rumors of a Waffentrager return. I mean, it was in the game, right? We had a little event where you could get rentals for it or whatever it was, and people were running around with it. So it's not like it's completely unfounded. They redid it, and it's in the game, ready to roll in its current configuration. KV4, we need another KV4 variant. We did. Here we go. Good. I'm glad. Turkanov. Tier 8 heavy. It's 300 alpha. Decent shell velocity. 8-second reload, which is pretty quick. Aiming time is not great. 0.39 accuracy, pretty bad. Only -5 depression. Has pretty good armor at 220 on the turret and 180 on the hull. Pretty funny, that's kind of worse than that medium we just looked at, to be honest with you. But it doesn't have the great big KV4 turret thing on top. What it says is this is pretty funny actually. It stands out from other tanks in the KV4 series due to its gun, which is optimized for close combat. I don't know. So it's not okay. Is the WT-12 the version that was used for the event? I think it is, right? I think so. Some other stuff we've got. Watt 1.26 common test. Felice in-game screenshots. This is an Italian Tier 9 premium. So now we're starting to get the flood of the Tier 9 premiums starting to hit. I don't know. Did it do more damage closer? I didn't see that. I don't think that's what it said. Features 300. I don't think so. It's just got a lot of hit points and fewer turret weaknesses, I think, is what they're getting at. $2,800 for the WT. Jeez. Yeah, for close combat decarding. So this is the Felice. This is on, I think theoretically on a M47 chassis. So it's some kind of update. Kind of looks like the Italian turret that they've invented along the way. But it's a Tier 9 medium, I think. Yes. Yeah. So premium medium. Mount a heavy turret of the Konkara 1, which is suited to heavy artillery systems, yada yada. So they lengthened the base. So I guess they just used the plans and adjusted it. Sourced, there you go. Stuff sourced from the M47. So it's more or less an entirely new build. But what we're looking at there, what we're seeing is, I almost got famous again, dang it. What we're seeing is the proliferation of the Tier 9 premiums in the game. Because here's another one. The Toro, the Italian Tier 9 heavy tank premium, rear turreted. See if there's any data on this. Screenshots. Looks a lot like the FV heavy, doesn't it? And plus it's got the massive turret weak spot, or the hatch weak spot. God, look at that. Look at that thing. Shoot me. Oh, that just says shoot me right there. Jeez Louise. Right, Kedge? I can buy better viewers than you guys, all right? I don't have to sit here with you guys. I could always buy better viewers, all right? Just keep that in mind. You're all on pins and needles, on eggshells. Next thing I know, no one's here. See ya. All right. Yeah, casinos, garbage. Talking a lot about clone premium tanks. I think this example right here is the VZ55 clone that's coming. Progetto, the 130, the Astern Rex, the Batchalion. So lots of clones apparently looking to show up. This is showing a picture of the Shrek, the Basante, and the 56, 56T, whatever it is, the double shot thing. So those are all in play. What else did we have? Oh yeah. So now we're talking about, and these are one of the things that's in the new patch. It's going to be the Czechoslovakian light tanks. This is going to be a tier 7, 8, 9, and 10. The 7 will not have the autocannon thing going on. The 8, 9, and 10 will. So this is the tier 10, it looks like. VZ71. Tessak. Previously it was just called VZ71. Look at this thing, a little space age looking thing. There it is. Oh, wow, look at that. That's relatively unusual that the oscillating turret has such a good elevation. It's kind of built that way, though. Look at that. So they've at least made it kind of make sense. So these have, yeah, it might be something like that. Not really a turret. So the reload on it is like a clip, I guess. They don't call it that. They call it a canister, I want to say. Something like that. So you're going to have a reload to wait for the canister, and then you've got so many rounds that come out of it. As it bursts, it gets more inaccurate. The dispersion increases the longer you shoot. It's got a lot of shells that don't do much damage. I want to say up to 900 damage if everything hits and pins. Average, I guess. Of course, you got the plus or minus stuff. Fast mover, reconnaissance vehicle, and support tank. Remote weapons. The remote weapons unit with convenient access for maintenance and replaceable cradles. Yeah, so another kind of I don't know, planned thing that never really happened. This is the tier 9. It actually has a turret, twin autocannons. This is the 8. And where's the 7? T-17 maybe? Yes, go to T-17, I believe. I'm trying to find where I read. Where's the thing about the whole line? Huh. I read something funny, but now I can't remember where it is. LPT-67 Selma. Double cannons. And of course this thing. Is this a single cannon? Nope, double cannons on this one as well. So the tier 8 has the double cannons. This looks rather large. It's a light tank. This looks like a large light tank to me. Does this not look big? It looks pretty large. HE does twice the damage and add in newly reworked Deadeye skill that works with all shell types. Yeah. Now this line, like I said, the tier 7 does not have and I'm not seeing the tier 7. That's the 9. That's the 8. Oh, there's a premium. Okay, so this is the premium. That's what I missed here. This one's the premium right here. This one is the tech tree version right here. So the premium looks really cool, and the tech tree version looks like a little, but it looks smaller at least. At least it looks like a light tank size. T-17, here we go. Well, okay, so it doesn't have an autocannon, but it does have a 5-round autoloader. There you go. Big boned. So the tier 7, let's go to T-17, has a 5-round autoloader. Just so you know, you're going to need 50,750. So let's go look at where this comes from. Check. So it branches off the Skoda T25, guys. Skoda, so you're going to need to crank out 50,750 experience off of your Skoda T25, which is the auto-loading Skoda thing. That fella right there. Off of that point. And then tier 7 and above. So that's how you're going to do that. Or spend some free experience. I don't know, Gator. This could go... honestly, I don't think, based on how many kind of overtuned and to some extent just overpowered tanks are in the game at this point, adding another one, I don't think there's any one tank that's going to just take over the game anymore, because it's also insanely balanced that it'll just be whatever. It could get to the point, and I don't know if these tanks would do this, but it could get to the point where, at tier 10, really the only light tank you generally see is a Mana Core. That's not completely true, but you know what I'm saying. It's the most typical tank you're going to see at tier 10 lights, the Mana Core. At 8, you're going to see a lot of ELCs. Whether this happens with one of these tanks, I don't know. I feel like if you're a pretty good player, though, there's a lot of opportunity for absolute, especially mid to late game when the environment's more permissive and you can get around the map a little more. Being able to ambush people with the autocannon is going to be pretty brutal. I mean, if you can get close enough and do some damage and get the pens, there's a lot of ifs there, but if you can do it, that's going to be tough. And this little guy, this is a 5-round. I wonder what the gun looks like on this. There's no stats for it. Huh. Dunno. Oops. Oh, good. It didn't accept that click. Oh, yeah. Then there's this dude. A tier 8 TD French premium. Double barreled. Sure. Well, there you go, Gator. Now remember, those two are a couple of the best players around, right? They're in the top of the top. So yes, they will run around and do stuff. I want to know when we'll see the triple guns. Ay, ay, ay. Premium double barrel arty. Yeah, look at this thing. So it's running 10-second reload. Full clip for 20 seconds for 2. 5-second blocking after a 2-shot salvo. It takes 3 seconds to get a salvo out. 390 damage. 270, 320 with heat. It's got 8 degrees of gun depression, sure. Because it doesn't have a roof. So you just... Oh boy. 69 degrees field of regard. Is that... Wow, 60 degrees field of regard? 70, really. Are you kidding me? Wow. I mean, it's almost like a half turret, honestly. Or is that yeah, that's 60, that's 70 each side. Wow. Look at that aiming time. That's good. 1.63. Accuracy's not so much at 0.4. 2300 DPM. The APCR is moving out at 1400, but the heat is slow at 940. $1,100 hit points. It's okay. A little low, I think. Armor, none. 40. Oh, wow. So this is not an assault TD, guys. It's also not much of a sniper. At 0.4. This is a... Wow, okay. Well, what? It does 60? And it does 20 backwards. Sure. Holy shit. 22 specific power. That is funny. And somehow this big box is sitting at 20% camo when stationary. Oh boy. Really bad view range though, 360. That's not great. I don't know why. It's all open topped. I mean, that's a wacky one, guys. That's a wacky one. Yeah, definitely support tank destroyer, Wayne. I'd agree with that. I mean, what do you do with it though? you kind of want to get those barrels close so your accuracy doesn't hurt you so much, but you don't want to be close because first you're open top. Artie's going to love that thing. You have no armor anyway. I mean, everybody's HE is going to pen that thing. It's basically a Scorpion. Maybe, well, it's worse armor than a Scorpion, I think. So I guess it's kind of the French Scorpion or Su-130 PM or whatever that thing is. But also its accuracy is kind of crap. Grinding experience for the new Czech light line on the Skoda. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we just touched that. That's 52,000 or so experience, guys, is what you're going to want for that. That's kind of a wild one, fellas. We'll see. If you can get both barrels on someone, though, that is going to hurt. All right, so DBV 152. This is a Czech Tier 10 TD. It's a reward TD. Rear turreted. Oh, golly. Oh, you're fine. Nothing special. Thank you. There may be people that just showed up. 770 damage. Sure. 275 standard pen, 325 with heat. 3 rounds a minute, so it's a 20-second reload. That's up there. -7 depression. 0.33 accuracy, quite accurate actually. 173, pretty good aiming time. DPM is not very high. Big alpha. Okay hit points, not 2,000 though, so it's at 1850. Not much armor on the whole, but the turret's okay. 140, that's not much. Not much armor at tier 10. That's pretty poor overall. It's not, you wouldn't want to brawl with it too much. What's its speed? Oh, it does 50. Great. It does 18 backwards. Okay. And that big old hulking brute is sitting at 18%. 390 view range is okay at tier 10. Not great, but it's okay. It's got 5 crew members though. That's kind of unusual at tier 10. What is it? Czech TD. Do we even have Czech TDs? Wait a minute. Did I read that right? Czechoslovakia tier 10 TD. We don't have Czech TDs. Sub-branch is not planned by Wargaming. That's right, I remember reading that. So basically a one-off tier 10 for the moment. Oh, we have the Shrek, that's right. So that's a one-off crew, fellas. You're building a bespoke crew. Speaking of crews, they're about to change. We'll get to that in a moment. Alright, that's a reward tank, so I don't know, Onslaught or maybe an event or potentially Clan Wars, who knows. This was interesting. You know, they were talking about reskinning older tanks. I don't know if this is a straight upgrade. I didn't look at the stats that close. It looks like a different tank, potentially. So this is a modernized 103M, so modernized M103, but it's still at tier 9. It's got a smaller gun. Let me call it up. Let me call it up over here while I'm looking at this side. Kind of curious. Heavy tier 9s. This is a tank I haven't played in a long, long time. M103. All right. So it's got 40 less alpha because the standard's got 400. Actually, I could probably move this over and you might be able to see some of that anyway. 258, 320 pen. So less pen with the gold round, but the same with the other. 7.96 loading. Unfortunately, these, well, maybe if I How do I look at this? Let's do this. No, that's not what I want. This? No, none of that's working. Anyway, whatever. We'll get the general gist of it here. -8, that's the same. Much less aiming time, because this is with some equipment on what I'm seeing over here. So it's smaller gun, better aiming. Accuracy looks to be better. And this is just a base DPM, which is a little worse than on my kitted out tank. So it's going to have more DPM. Speed 34 and 12. That's the same. So it looks like the gun, like you guys are saying. Basically, it's a smaller gun. More accurate, less DPM. Actually, more DPM. More accurate, more DPM, less alpha. Yeah. Sword and keyboard, good morning. I think the tumor's the same, man. Maybe I'm wrong. It looks the same to me, to be honest. There's still the machine gun up top from what I can tell. It looks exactly the same to me. I'm not seeing any difference on that. The armor layout's the same from what I can tell. 254.99. Whole armor. Let's look at that. 229 whole, 254. 220, yeah. The same armor layout. Yep. Alrighty. So there's more of those coming, I would imagine. This is the same thing we talked about. There's that DBV thing again. 103M, yada yada. Alright, let's go. Yeah, alright. Let's go take a look at what we're fixing to get, my friends. What we're fixing to get with the new patch. Stand by, let me get it. Because it's a lot, man. There's a lot going on. So hold on to your hats. Check light tanks, as we talked, as briefed. Crew perk evolution. There's going to be some changes to that. Captain Usagi, what's up, man? Vehicle rebalancing. New random events on some of the maps. Lots of map reworks, both large and small, for multiple maps, which I do like. New season of Onslaught, whatever. Consumables update. That's an interesting one. Your voices have been heard, my friends. Remember the big movement that we put together to change the consumables? Remember that? I'm just glad they listened to you guys, man. I mean, this is what the power of the people can do. Watt Plus update and Battle Pass Season 15. All right, from the top. This is all in development, so some of this could change. Here is the Tech a Tree off the Skoda T25 as previously briefed, and then the 4 tanks. So that's that. Maybe it's here that I read this. It is here. All right. This is pretty funny. So here's, again, we've looked at these. These are the pictures of the tanks. Look. That's a weird angle. There you go. This, here's the funny. Here's what I thought was kind of humorous. The Skoda T17 is a transitional vehicle with good armor for a light tank and decent dynamics, but without outstanding gameplay features. Okay. I get what they're trying to say is it doesn't have the new special mechanic, right? I think there was a better way to say that. I'm going to go out on a limb. I think potentially there was a better way to say that, but okay. Oh man. So So these things, what they say is they're not exactly machine guns. They're trying to differentiate between that. They're not. They're autocannons. And the two fire sequentially, like the Bofors, spit out thousands of rounds, up to 900 per cassette. That's what they call it. So it's a clip, or they call it cassette for these. Relatively low penetration. That's going to be one of the tricks to these things, is making sure you're getting into the lighter armor of things. Dispersion increases the more you fire, so you can do the kind of burst. It's like any automatic weapon. If dispersion gets worse the longer you fire. That's a fairly standard game mechanic in games, especially in FPSs where you've got machine guns. They get more inaccurate the longer you fire them. Cause damage at close range. Accuracy also decreases as the range to the target grows, like everything, but I get what they're saying. Rapid fire. Here's something that's different, though, fellas. So these guns will give you a worse penalty for firing than your standard light tank. So there you go. Now, I don't know if that probably doesn't apply to the Tier 7, even though it's firing an auto cannon. Amazingly, that no one will ever jam, unlike real automatic. I know. Yeah. Actually, I talk about that. I watch a lot of the DCS videos and stuff, and again, it's a game, so who gives a shit in the big picture, but I see them when they're shooting the GAU, when they're shooting the 20 millimeter or the 30 millimeter on the A10, any of the Gatling type guns. We were taught not to shoot less than about 2 to 3 seconds, because if you do that, it will jam. It's not an if, it is going to jam. You got to let it spin up, spit some out, and then come off of it. If you go zzz, 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 like you see them do, where they're just it will jam. Stay tuned for an upcoming article. All right, so we're getting the light tanks. Very cool. Yeah, you only had we only had 900 rounds in the thing. 940. Yeah, exactly. Had 9 seconds of gun, 2 to 3 round bursts. Yep. 940. So the new perk system, fellas, it's coming. I mean, here it comes. They're concentrating on refreshing. Many of you participated in the early, bringing the updated perk system to the common test. Brief reminder of the most important changes. Now, there was a lot to this. This part of it is just talking about changes to some of them. But it's going to redo all of the perks. And what did they say? They're going to reset them all for us or something? They did change a few of them that apparently people thought were problematic. Some got better, some got worse. Like, for example, this emergency increases your efficiency by 7.5 for 15 seconds after taking enemy damage. It doesn't stack. They changed it to 5. Quick aiming increases aiming speed by 2.5. They added turret rotation, so that got better. Both aiming speed and turret rotation. Increases HE shell damage absorption by 7.5 and decreases damage received by 30. Increases absorption by 10%. So that got better. Time to determine whether your vehicle has been spotted by 0.5. They actually increased that. Wait a minute. That decreases the time. So it's faster. So that's better. Decreases consumable. So these all got better, actually. Right? No. That's interesting that they put that in green, but that's actually a worse. Anywho's. Consumable cooldowns changed by 10%. There you go. So it's 6 skills, perks. 6 perks. And for anyone who has a double crew or triple crew position, another 3 from that particular position's picks or perks. For example, then the Manicore commander, who is sitting in 3 positions, can have up to 12, right? Yes. 6, 3, 3, 12 skills. I think that's right, as I remember when we were talking about it. So that is on its way. Rebalancing, we're getting a lot of rebalances on vehicules. 3 branches in particular. Yeah, that's a good point, Winterlander. What he's saying there is, as you are doing your 6 skills in your primary thing, the other 3 will fill as you go. You'll pick them as you go, so they happen at the same time. I believe the way it happens is once you finish the first 2, you have the 1 from the other position. Then you do the next 2. You get, once you finish that, you get the second one from the other position, and then when you hit the 6th, you get the third one from the other position, basically. So they are rebalancing these 3 in particular. I guess there's a lot of scuttlebutt that the bat chat's looking pretty damn good. But all of these tanks are getting additions. I think my ELC BIS fans are going to be a bit irritated. Is it the big cannon that's going away from that tank? Yes. So your ELC commander will have 12 skills, because I think your ELC commander is commander, gunner, and maybe loader or driver or something. You'll have to look at it. It's like on my Mana Corps. What's the commander in the Mana Corps? He is a commander, radio operator, gunner. So he should have 12 perks, because I have enough to have 6. 1, 2, 3. It's going to actually help me. I'm going to get an extra 3 out of it. 1, 2, 3. Actually, sorry, it's going to, yeah, an extra 3. Not quite max. Although I think I have enough to have 6. I think I'm going to just purely get all 12. I'm going to lose a bit on old Rudolph here. You can't see this because I've got the thing covered, but this guy's only has 2 positions, and he's sitting at 8. 1, 2, 3. So he'll have his 9. He'll actually get another one. So it will add to, especially to these big crews and small tanks like this. It will add some skills to them. I don't know what the BIS has. Let's look at it. It's tier 5, right? Tier 5 French. BIS. Similar situation. Oh, wow. This guy has 4. Does that mean he's going to have 15? Math in public. Is it 15? 3, 6, 9 plus 6. Will he have 15? Am I doing that right? Potentially? That's crazy. Doesn't that seem to make the tanks with fewer people now better than the tanks with more people? Am I missing something on that, or is that analysis correct? Now you kind of want your tanks to have double positions, because the extra perks will come faster. Right? I think I'm right there. I mean, say you have a single guy with 6 skills, right? 6 perks. That's enough under the new system to have 6 perks, right? And he'll just get added another 3 perks per other position he has. I'm probably not understanding that correctly. All right, Patton's getting redone. I think the top end, the Pershing and the Patton, could definitely, and the M48 could use help. I don't think the 20 and the Shermans need any help. That's what I think, Grendel. I think those small crews are going to come out smelling like roses. This is another, they've futzed around with this line for so long. I don't know what they're going to do with this. I haven't seen any of the numbers on any of it. M50 Ontos for PC. I don't know, man. Is that little Marine recoilless rifle thing with the like 4 recoilless rifles that they had in Vietnam? Yeah, I don't know, man. Good question. That's a different kind of mechanic. I mean, you've got 4 different things firing at once. I haven't seen anything like that from Wargaming. I know people have suggested it for a long, long time. It's a really cool little vehicle, but who knows? I've not seen any even speculation of any kind. Yeah, Sword and Keeper, the patent is getting buffed, absolutely. What they did here is, this is the tier 10, and then these are the, I don't know why they did it this way, but you look at that and go, oh, maybe they're not doing the 10, but that's the 10 right there. So this whole line from tier 5 and up, these are all getting buffed. Well, they're getting rebalanced. So let's be careful. That could mean nerfs in some cases. I haven't seen the numbers. I don't know what they're doing with them. One of the big things they're doing, and they've done this occasionally in the past, is they've messed around with the modules, added modules, taken away modules. So we've seen that in the past. They're doing this with this rebalance. If the module's being removed, it's being put in your depot, and you can sell it, or you can use it on another tank if that other tank uses the same module. Which, it's funny they even bother with this. That is almost such a non-thing unless you're very new to the game and still messing around with upgrading a lot of stuff. There's very little in terms of, people messing around with modules other than the new players. But if the thing taken away does not exist or doesn't work for any other tank, then they are going to sell it for you. Faux example, I was talking and I didn't have this called up, that whole section there, sorry about that. The ELC BIS, note one specific module, the cannon on the ELC BIS. So we're talking about the big gun, which I believe is the one I like. So the 90mm is going away. That is a bummer, man. I mean, that just made that tank a lot of fun. That's what I'm getting anyway from this, the cannon. It's funny that it doesn't say which bloody cannon, but I guess they're talking about, aren't they all cannons basically? But the 90mm, I think, is going away. That's a bummer. They are going to mess around with some stock configurations, more of this efficiency stuff, where they're going to take away some of this kind of extraneous modules that are sort of a pain in the ass to grind through. I find that bizarre, though, to be honest with you. They're not working because, bizarre is maybe not the word. A non-event, I guess, because is anyone really complaining about the 240 Alpha cannon on the AMX ELC BIS? It's a fun tank with it. It's different. It's got an interesting play style, And then there's no, I don't see like it's running around ruining the game or causing an issue, but they're just gonna take it away for reasons. Yeah, take fun, quirky tanks. I don't get it, man. Yet they'll leave things like, the Progetto and the Burrosque and the BZ-176 and crap like that. Yeah, take the autoloader off the T-37. Anywho's, they're messing with the stock configurations. Obviously, some premiums are going to get buffed. This is interesting. So the WZ-111 Model 6, which very few people have. I don't even know, where did that thing come from? Do you remember how we ever got that? It's Chinese, right? So WZ-111. Let's add this to the comparison. Let's go find. Get rid of all these. Stop it. What is the Model 6? Is it a copy pasta? I'm assuming it's not, since the other one's not being messed with. China. Heavy. WZ111 Model 6. Oh, it's the one. Yeah. What is this thing? No, it is different. Huh. Maybe. Yeah, it's got a different gun. Smaller gun. Or less alpha anyway. More pen. Reloads faster, makes sense. Oh, it's got -8. Sure. Smaller gun, I guess. The more room for the breach. Or less room taken up by the breach. More accurate, more DPM. 300 turret as opposed to 230. Sure. That makes sense. Okay. Good point. That's a good point. That I don't know. I bet it's not. The WZ is pref. That's a good point. That is a balancing point on the stats that you have to take into consideration because the WZ is preferential. So I suppose it's not that unusual that this tank's a little bit better. It is slower though by quite a bit. It's at 40. I don't remember where it came from. Did any of you guys put in there? Never heard of them. I've seen them. Maybe black market. Standard one. No, I'm not seeing. I don't remember where this came from. I wonder how many are being played. Because we definitely need to mess around with a tank nobody has. That's absolutely required. WZ111 Model 6. There's so many premiums. There's a WZ111. Ooh, is it down? Is it just down at the bottom? Hayden Life? I missed it. It's up here somewhere. Where did I miss it? WZ111 Model 6. Okay. WZ111. Where is it? What is going on? Is it not out? I don't see it, fellas. I've gone through twice now. All right, so. All right. I don't even know what to say to that. Okay, so the Model 6 is getting some changes, and they haven't released it. Okay, fine. Maybe it's something they're planning on releasing. Oops, let's go here. There we go. All right. Alt Proto, improved rotation and turret speed, faster reload. Oh, wow. Better turret rotation, increased damage, faster reload. Okay. Oh, yes. Do I need to stop playing it until I get the best version of the 59 patent you can have? Reduced aiming time. Higher damage and armor. Higher damage? Oh, so an alpha increase? Okay. Wow. Based on what? It's a 240 alpha gun. What are they doing? How's it going to get better alpha? Magic. That's how. Just happened. Improve turret rotation, make it more resilient and deadly. Okay. Higher damage and armor. Well, I mean, fellas, unless you get out the eraser pen and erase this thing or change its height by half or something, there's nothing you can do to this tank to help it. I mean, yes, more alpha, faster, yes. But this thing, woo, it's bad. It's bad. It gets shot a lot. Kanonen de Assault 105. Faster vehicle movement? How could that thing be faster? I guess it could do 80, sure. Reduced, and it's already rotates like crazy. Reduced aiming time and reload time, so more DPM. Increased health, okay. And the IS-5. Improved movement and rotation, better turret, reduced aiming time, so more accurate. Well, not necessarily more accurate, but more accurate faster, I guess, from not full dispersion. Smaller, oh, better shot dispersion. Never mind, there it is. So more accurate gun, yes. More accurate gun. Oh, 59 pounds going to 280 alpha? Oh, I'm going to absolutely be a king in that thing. Absolute king. So some premium vehicles. A weird list, honestly. Ones that needed a buff. Maybe the IS-5, I guess. Isn't it pref, though? I don't know. IS-5 probably... The Patton definitely needs a buff, but they're not fixing the problem with it. They're just buffing other stuff around it and hoping that that problem is less because the rest of it is good. The Canonin, I don't see any reason why it needed any kind of buff. Where does the Canonin sit? Maybe it's horrible. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, which is true. But let's see in this specific case if I don't really know what I'm talking about. Canonin Day Assault, where does it sit? Out at the bottom? This is the one that needs the buff, fellas. The Canonin Panzer with the 90. It was played 196 times. There it is. All right. I mean, it's near the bottom. But strange. It's funny to me what they decide to work on sometimes. Okay, so it's the 75, so it's keeping the 90. All right, good. Yeah, that's part of the streamlining it to make it just easier to grind. Okay, so... Oh, see, was I looking at the wrong one? Oh, yeah, that's the French one. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking the German one. Canonin Deus. All right, so it's actually a little bit better than the Canon Panzer. That's the one. That's the French one. That's what's being buffed. Okay. Yep. Random events. Yeah, we're getting more. Pilsen, the central plant, is going to get destroyed. Great. There's going to be trains. Lovely. Malnovka is going to have a plane crash hitting the mill up where the brawl is. Karelia is having a rock slide. Blocks the main straight shot. Karelia. What is that? Where's my maps section here? Karelia. Why can't I think of what that is? Karelia. A rock slide that blocks the main straight shot. This over here, maybe? Don't know. Map reworking. So they're messing around with the shoreline adjustments on Mannerheim line. I was just on this the other day, and this whole spider tank thing along the edge is so irritating when you're trying to play over here. It's just painful. I don't know if this is going to fix it. It is going to change maybe how they can hide in here. It seems to make this side a little worse, or a little better, actually. And I don't know if this side needs to be better, but that's what they're looking at. Well, that's what I was saying, Cliffy, because where did the rocks come from? You know what I mean? How do rocks block this whole section? This seems like the middle shot to me, but I don't understand where the rocks come from. So then that makes me think that maybe it's this with these hills, something falling off these hills, or I don't know. Corelli bombardment destructing a powerful explosion caused by shelling destroys the bunker and part of the mountain. The rockfall blocks the main lines of fire and creates new cover for advancing in this direction. Okay. What are they talking about? You mean around at the caps? Like blocking this? Maybe they're talking about falling off of this or something? I don't know. Where are the bunkers? The bunkers are up near the cap. The only bunkers I know of on this map are right up by the caps. The southwest one has a bunker. Does the northeast one even have a bunker? It doesn't. There's no bunker up here. Is there? There is one a little bit further down, right? A little bit further down. H8 is on the hill. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not sure what they're talking about there, to be honest. All right. So yeah, they're messing with this, the middle of Mannerheim line. That's what it looks like right now, and they're moving that bush is irritating to me because it's actually one of the few interesting bushes you can get into. It's not hugely game changing, but can be. It's hard to get to, but you can do some work with that. And now they're shifting it to where it's even harder to get to. And then you've got this big section that they've added. I don't understand what the problem really. This is kind of dead space anyway. It rarely gets used until mid to late game. They Agent Orange. They denuded this section. Yeah, it is a good mid-game bush, and they've shifted it so it looks like it's a little harder to get into. These get knocked down and make pretty good camo. Check it out. No more. So you're just going to get shredded trying to defend here now. Especially since if you're being pinched, if you back up too much, you can get shot in the butt, which looks like you may have to. So they've changed that quite a bit. We've got other changes, just some small things here. This is Oyster Bay. This is the side that's toward the water. They put, and I didn't realize this. This is actually, I thought this was in the middle, and it kind of is because it goes to the little middle road. But this is very much different. And there's a cave here now. I think this shows it. There you go. So there's a way through. Pretty wild. Cave now connects the upper and central subsections. They're messing around with this side over here. Excuse me. I don't know. I'm not sure what the problem is over here. I don't generally play out in this flat. I do see a lot of people go there. So maybe they've just created a little more hold down capability, potentially. I don't know if one side or the other has an advantage. Yeah, the water does slow you down, so maybe that's to help the mediums get forward if they need to a little better, if they want to take that chance. There's a few other changes here. Outpost, we've looked at these before. So that's what it looks like now. There's nothing here. You get the kind of corner side scrape action going on. So check it out. They've added a bunch of terrain, broken buildings and stuff. So now you can kind of move up and get a little closer to Star Brawl, but also you're going to be a little more exposed to arty if you're out on these corners, right? Because if you're here, you're pretty protected from their arty, and same thing for these guys. But once you move here, now there's some openings for arty to come in and start hitting you. They've also changed the angle of this thing. A lot of people like to go hold down right here, and it can be pretty problematic. So they've increased that angle. It looks like maybe you can still do it here, potentially. But this is much steeper and harder to use. And over here, I think this is what it, is that right? Which way is now? Nope, that way's now. Okay. Yeah, all right. That still drives me crazy how those buttons are opposite of what you would think. I mean, yeah, you press it, you get before, but it moves it that way. And then you press over on the right, you get after, and it moves. All right. Anywho, they're adding a building right there. So that was shotable from the middle. That was the problem with trying to get up to that spot, is you get shot in the butt potentially. But now they're covering it up because I think the other side has that advantage, as I recall. Yeah, Grundle, there are more of those coming up. In fact, we're just about to get there. Outpost has some other. Flora has been moved, and then Lakeville. Here's another one. So these, Honestly, I don't fight over here very often, and I rarely find that there's an issue with TDs here, but I guess when you're poking in the middle, you can be shot from here without seeing them. So I get that. I just don't fight on that part of the map. I don't find it to be very useful. But a lot of people do based on how many tanks go there. So what they've done is Agent Orange. Sorry, no more TD position for you, pal. You have to go hold down here and be seen every time. All right, so there you go. Changes to Lakeville, a few other things, and minor adjustments to Studzianski. Steeps. I know. Steps. Tundra and Abbey. Here's all the different things. I don't have any problem with constant iterative changes to maps. It does make them more dynamic. I wish they weren't always just removing bushes. It would be nice if they just moved them around. Just make another different place for the TDs to play and do the bush thing and scouts to do their thing. I wouldn't even bother me if they kind of made overpowered positions, as long as they knew that they put it in on purpose and they're going to remove it relatively soon. I think their map should be way more dynamic than they are. And I'm not talking about this stuff crashing into them. That's just not even what I was thinking when I was talking about. Not that they listen to me, but I've talked about it for a long time. I'm like, hey, we should have dynamic maps. They should change. And their idea for that is this great big, an airplane crashes and whatever. Madam Yorktown's the Lorax, speaks for the trees. I know. There are very few trees, Madam Yorktown. Yeah, just move the bushes around, man. Make it less obvious, so people can figure it out, right? And if after a few months you find yourself with an overpowered situation, then change it. This is what is awesome with this game, man. So many awesome things. You come over here to the maps on tomato.gg and you look at the mismatch on some of these maps. So what you're looking for are things like this. Mountain Pass. Remember they changed that supposedly to fix this problem? I think it got worse. That's a 7% difference in win rate. Are you kidding me? Province is a 7% difference in win rate. I'm thinking anytime you get about 5%, it's a problem. Mines is pretty bad. It's about a 5%. If you go to Encounter, you've got some really bad encounter maps. Ensk, are you kidding me? Almost 10% change in win rate. Not call it 9% easily. Here's a 5% on Lakeville. That's horrible. Roughly 5% on Cliff. Atrocious. Ghost Town, I didn't realize this. Ghost Town Encounter is crap. 6% plus. Steeps, I didn't realize this. Have you guys seen this one? Are you freaking kidding me? I had no idea the North was that bad. It's almost 10. Well, it's over 10%. It's full on over 10% difference. Oh, there is unrest in the forest. There's trouble in the trees. That's right. The oaks don't understand why were they elms? Is it elms that didn't want to live in the oaks shadow? I think it was elms. I just heard that song the other day. But it's crazy how bad some of these are, and they don't get dealt with. I had turned off assault, attack, and defense because of that, but there are arguably worse balanced maps in Encounter. And we're looking at NA, not EU. They're very similar though, some slight changes. But there is one roughly balanced map on assault and defense, and that's Karelia. The rest of them are atrocious. This one's approaching okay on Erlenberg, but not exactly. But there you go. Maps need work. Onslaught Season of the Azure Manticore. That's the new Onslaught situation. They've changed the points. I'm not going to go through that too much. They did add a map to it looks like. Andrew cut that. So Stinger is the special tier tank 10 tank, which is just a, that's a pretty funny word for it. It's a replica of the legendary T-57. A replica. It's a copy pasta. At what point do I start transferring crew from one tier to another? Currently in the Chinese T-34. Just curious to see what the game says about transferring crew member to the next tier. It was showing me that it would cost 0 gold. Well, there is a 0 gold option, but you're going to lose experience. Help me out, fellas, because I'm trying to think of with the new crew system. Isn't there? Can't you do it now with the new crew system without losing anything? Transferring crews. Here's my general thoughts on transferring crews for you. You must be a new player, I'm assuming. Damn. Welcome, by the way. So I'm thinking you're a new player. The T-34 is a tier 5, I believe. Yes. All right. So you're on the Russian T-34 line. That's at tier 5. About tier 5 is where I would consider transferring crews, but really at 6. When my crews get 6, and provided I'm going to continue up the line and I don't want to keep that tier 6 or 7 or whatever I'm moving them from, I will move the crew, because by then they probably have enough experience that it'll be very valuable to move a decent crew into your next tank. From there, it's to taste. It's whether you want to spend some gold, which could be money because you may have to buy the gold. You could win the gold. There's other ways to get gold, but or you may have the retraining tickets. That may help you. Can't remember what they're called, but those are for free. So new players get a few free transfers. So if you're brand new and it's your first crew, I would absolutely move that crew. Oh, it's the Chinese one. Okay. I think because of what Cliffy said, it's part of the new player experience, so you get a few free moves, and I would 100% move your crew forward. Take that experience. If you're that brand new to the game, I would move that crew to the next tank. The other thing to watch for, though, is sometimes the next tank has a different crew layout. Be very careful with that. Pay attention also to the position. Sometimes they have the same number of crews, and they change what each one of them does a little bit, which can, like radio operators are famous for changing which guy they're on. Just be careful about that. You may have to reset that as well. That's kind of a pain in the rear. They are streamlining that a lot. It's a lot better than it was, and it'll get a little better, I believe. Cliffy is right. A lot of times if you just want to pay in silver, it's not as bad as it seems. It'll take you a little while to get the experience back, but once you get a couple perks, transferring is a good idea. Again, watch out for the positioning, the crew positions, how many crew are in the tank, all that good stuff. If you're going to keep that tank, you like it. This is a kind of a difficult thing for a new player because you're trying to build all this crap up. You can get a new crew, put a new crew in that tank. That might be your credit grinding tank. So move the good crew to your next tank that you're grinding the tech tree on. Build a new crew in the lower tier tank, the tier 5 or whatever, if that's one of your credit grinding tanks, because that crew will become good pretty quickly, especially if you're using that tank a lot as a credit grinder. So you can get away with a new crew at tier 5 pretty easily. I mean, you'd like to get a couple 3 perks on it, but you'll get that naturally just by playing it and grinding your credits. I hope that answered the question. Does anybody else got anything to add? I know you guys have checked a few more things in there. Grendel says you would only move crew up to the next tier when I felt I was competent. That's another thing people do. That's a great point. Some people will play that tier for a while and then move on. Other people want to play the game and they want to get as high as they can, as fast as they can. I get it. No big deal. You do want to have a decent perk level as you get to 7, 8, 9, and 10, though. 2 or 3 perks is about where you need to be to have a crew that's competitive, I guess you would say. See, Cliffy just nailed it right there, and that's what I was concerned about. The Type T-34 to the 58. We've got, I wish the crew would show up on these things right here. So the 58, let's do it this way. We're on the Chinese medium line. So the Type T-34, You've got a commander and gunner, driver, radio operator, and loader. It goes to the Type 58. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. This has a different setup, and that's just painful. So your problem here is you're moving from a 4 crew to a 5 crew, which means you're probably buying a new guy. The other issue is your commander will have gunner skills, potentially. I don't know what you've picked skill-wise, perk-wise. Sorry. If I say skill, I apologize. That used to be perks and skills. Now that has dropped off, and you have a bespoke gunner. So really, you might have 2 new guys. This sucks. Nope. 1 new guy, and it's going to be your gunner. Yeah. So your gunner splitting off your commander, you're going to have to buy a new guy, you're going to have to buy a new gunner. I don't think that necessarily stops you from moving the crew from the T-34, especially if they have some good skills perks on them. Just buy the gunner, he'll be lagging behind a little bit. You might have a few crew experience books laying around. You might chuck a few of them at him, especially if you have the ones that are for 1 crew member. That'll bring him up pretty quickly. You do tend to collect a few of those along the way. All right, cool, man. Good luck. Yeah, that's a discussion that could go on for a while, to be honest. And everyone in here has a slightly different way to do it. But there are certainly some general considerations, which we covered a good number of them there. Cool, cool. All right. And now we get to the consumables update, the part you've all been waiting for, that we're all so excited about. I don't know why, but small kits will now fix everybody or everything, depending on whether it's a repair kit or a first aid kit. But it will have a 90, does it stay at 90 seconds? And then the large ones will go down to 60 seconds. Man, I was always against these things being improved, and the reason being that I thought it was a cool part of the game that stuff got damaged, and if you lost a guy, you've played the rest of the game without that guy. I just thought that was a great part of the game. That's long gone. No sense in crying about it at this point, but we just continue to accelerate this kind of stuff. I don't even know. This just feels like somebody in the company, that was kind of their little pet peeve thing. But we're getting it. They are switching around quality and excellent fuel. I think they're getting rid of the octane stuff. Making changes. The 100 and 105 Lend-Lease oil and quality oil will be removed and replaced with new entities, just quality fuel and excellent fuel. And so one's +5 and one's 10% boost. And then they're getting rid of removing the speed governor, which was the one that was used for the Russian tanks, I believe, and maybe the Chinese. Yeah, Chinese. With the introduction of excellent fuel, it becomes redundant and will be deducted. So basically, the only fuel choices left will be 2, quality and excellent, 5%, 10% across the board for everybody. That simplifies it, makes sense. All credits you've spent on consumables that are being removed from the game will be compensated. We're sure that all these changes will make consumables more user-friendly. I'm assuming what they really mean there is all of them that you have that are... Hold on a minute. Shut the front door. Shut the front door. All right, I've just had a Pilgrinomics thought. What if during this sale you bought as much Lend-Lease oil as you could? Yeah? Am I going to be compensated 100% for my Lend-Lease oil that I just bought at 50%? Or will I only be compensated for what I spent? Well, here's a way to look at it. You're not going to lose anything. So if you took every bit of silver you had and bought as much during this sale as you could get, I think I will do that just to see what happens. Remember, though, it's got to be the one that's being removed, right? Consumables that are being removed. Yeah, there you go. Well, they all are being removed. So whatever you've got in fuel, any kind of fuel, because there is no such thing as excellent or quality fuel. So whatever fuel types, give it a shot, fellas. That's what I'm going to do. It's too bad I don't have more money since I buffooned that earlier. Battle Pass Season 15, my friends. Oh, there's a Watt Plus update, by the way. Yeah, this is irritating. So, equipment assistance reveals the most commonly used equipment on specific vehicles. Look, you can find that. It's actually linked on their webpage to skills setups. I don't even know, whatever. So, they've added it to Watt Plus, I guess. Yeah, the Speed Governor. Speed Governor, all of them, oh brute. 100 and 105 octane, Lend-Lease oil, and quality oil, and the Speed Governor are all being removed and replaced with 2 new ones. So whatever, any of those fuel things, or speed things, I guess, any of them. Battle Pass Season 15, guys. These are the same 2 tanks. It doesn't say much. The final season, the manual progression, season will be inspired. Oh, this season will be inspired by the Waffentrager universe and unveil the secret unknown pages of Max von Krieger's early life. Aha! It did mention it on Armored Patrol that there was something going on earlier with this, so I didn't read that till right now. You heard it here first, even though you read it a while ago. I guess the season 15 is Waffentrager themed. The governor is not what? Did they think of my plan? You buggers. They're on to us, fellas. They are on to us. Consumables, let's see. Are the fuels not discounted? Oh, they're discounted, fellers. They're discounted, but they're only 5,000. They're not 10,000, so they're less. Isn't that fun? All right, so now I'm a little confuzzled. Are these going to be converted? It doesn't say that. Huh. Making changes, all currently existing types will be removed. Ah, that's where they got us. Removed and replaced. Removed, all right. That's, yep, they thought of it. They're on to us. Yeah, but replaced, Cliffy. Replaced, yeah. +5, +5, +5. So whatever you have of these will be turned into quality fuel. Dadgummit. They got us, fellas. They're on to us. No Pilgronomics. This one, well, I'm not showing it to you. So the governor is not discounted and will be removed. So any you have, my 4, you'll get full price. These are already +5. They will be turned into quality fuel. Too bad. All right. I'm glad we got through that, though. Yeah, Pilgrim already spent it all. Hopefully none of you already did that. It won't hurt you because you'll still get your money back. All right. Waffentrager. Interesting. There's not much else about it yet. Season will be inspired. You'll be able to earn Waffentrager themed customization rewards, including stunning 3D styles. Nothing about whether you can get the Waffentrager, though. All right, fellers. I think that's enough, man. Boy, somehow we went overtime today, even without Pilgrim around. I just talked and talked and talked. That is all I've got. Friday, I think, is my next day off. So if I'm able to stream this week, it'll probably be Friday. I did see the tiered loot boxes, Grendel. We went over that, and we shall see, my friend, whether that shows up or not. Yep, that's crazy, isn't it? Man, that is crazy. All right, I think that's it, man. We're going to go raid somebody, call it a day, go see a movie, do all that good stuff. Who we got? Got so many tabs open now. I need to close them all. Sexy models. Is that a person? The Legends series is up and running, by the way, if you want to watch them. Oh, and the guy's mowing outside, so we're good. I'll go raid the Napalmer. I think we raided him a while ago, but I don't remember. But that's who we're raiding. Is there an underscore involved? I believe there's an underscore. Yes, the Napalmer. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody coming by. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Get out there and relax a little bit. Try to stay out of the heat. The fall's on its way, though. We're getting close. Not quite. Oh, he's playing Rapid Fire or Firepower or whatever it's called. We shall see you probably Friday. I forgot to advertise this, for goodness sake. Doing Guest Help Week next week. I've already got 4 good replays for you guys. I'm looking for more. So Guest Help means you. So if you've got a great replay, lots of damage, cool metal, weird thing happened, interesting thing happened, whatever, something interesting about it. Doesn't just have to be damage and stats, but something interesting about the replay. Send it to me, and I will put you on Guest Help Week, which will go into 2 weeks if we get enough stuff. Right now, like I said, I've got 4 videos all set up for you guys, but if you got it, go ahead and send it my way. Upload it to Watt Replays and send me the link. All right, cool. We're gonna raid. Have a great one, fellas. And we are out of here in a 3, a 2, a 1. See ya.